Warning: this podcast contains content not suitable for younger audiences, or older audiences, or anyone really. Run while you still can. We're the Hapless Heroes.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of the Hapless Heroes podcast. I'm Francesco, one of your hosts for this evening. We're going to be doing things a little bit differently tonight because we are without Michael while he spent some time with his family. So we are going to be joined by James.
Truly sad indeed.
That's right, just James right now. And my wife, Katie.
Jan. Candles by Jan.
That'll make sense in a little
It'll
while,
make
I
sense
guess.
in a little bit.
Got to advertise, man. You just self-promotion.
That's how things are done these days.
Dave.
Hey.
And Zach.
Hello.
So tonight, we've actually intercepted a special transmission/broadcast from the Talduria News Network, and it may serve as a convenient recap for this entire season so far.
Wow.
How convenient.
How convenient.
Really?
So without further ado, I present to you the Talduria Scry.
Welcome to the Talduria Scry. I am your host, Shet Kettle Dragon.
And I'm Stantavius Jones.
Hello, Stantavius. How was your night?
Well, Chet, I was up late watching Tarantus U Minotaur versus Mount Rose Tarantula.
I love catching those cabbage basket games.
Quite a match last night. Much closer than the 876-12 final score would indicate.
Those tarantulas play dirty, though.
Certainly. 2 men lost lives. A season low. But good watching nonetheless.
What a sad, yet strangely satisfying event.
Always.
So without further ado, we're going to revisit our Runabout Runner segment.
One of my favorites.
This week we're going to be highlighting the heroes out of the Kingdom of Vesh.
Hashtag HOKOV for those of you following along.
I don't know what a hashtag is, Stantavius, but I assume you're making sense in some world. These heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh have saved lives. They've completed amazing feats, but they have a checkered past.
Perhaps we should dive a little deeper.
Let's. In studio, we have Captain Kip out of Erelon, but we'll get to her in a moment, because as soon as I said the heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh, our lines have been lighting up. Whatever those lines are, we'll hear henceforth go unexplained.
The mystery lines.
Our first call is coming from Jan and Bob Ossermott.
My call screener, whatever that is, says there was a terrible tragedy involving your son, Tavy?
That's Tommy, boy. My boy Tommy.
My apologies, sir.
But Jan and I have just been all broken up ever since our boy Tommy left. Isn't that right, dear?
That's right.
A woman of few words.
Jan, as a mother, what did you think when your son disappeared?
I was scared. I was sad. I never thought anything like that could happen to me.
Now, if I heard correctly, you only briefly met these heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh before your son mysteriously disappeared.
Scandalous.
Did they seem dangerous? Did they seem unscrupulous?
Absolutely.
Those boys just confuse me.
Oh, please elaborate, sir.
They come strolling on in. One of them claims to be some sort of cow person
A cow whisperer?
who was made of damn metal. But they help my prize cow. They fix my barn. And then they just run off with my kid.
Interesting.
I mean, where's the law enforcement?
Have you had any luck with the police, sir?
Oh, you got one of them in the studio with you right now, don't you?
We do. Captain Kip, have you anything to say to these, downtrodden, grieving parents?
No, this is the first I've heard of it and is completely out of their character. There was no boy with them at all.
Bullshit.
Lies. She tells lies.
Now, Jen, we're gonna have to keep the airwaves clean here. We don't usually allow that kind of language on air.
As a
This
grieving
is an
mother.
emotional subject. This is my son we're talking about, and this woman knows where he is.
Excuse me?
You heard what I said.
All right, well, we could revisit this perhaps at a later date. Sensitive stuff indeed.
Yes, Bob and Jen, thanks for calling.
Oh, now, wait.
Well, those callers were sad. So
Quite.
let's transition to our in-studio guest, Captain Kip. What information can you give us about these heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh?
We first encountered them several months ago. They came onto our radar doing runner jobs in town.
Excuse me, Chet.
We'd contacted them for a few lesser missions. And
Kip,
something
one
about
moment,
what
Captain
they...
Kip.
Chet.
Excuse me.
Yes, Stantavius.
Sorry to interrupt. It's been brought to my attention we have another urgent caller on the line with
What could
information.
possibly be more important than cutting me off mid-sentence?
I have bosses too, sir, ma'am.
She's just glaring at you.
We now go to Shalandria from High Rock. Shalandria, the line is yours, dear.
Did you say you were talking about the heroes
Yes,
of the Kingdom of
heroes-
Vesh?
Yeah, Hokov.
Yes, there's usually...
Blasphemers!
Cut her off, cut her off. Drop the line, drop the line.
Okay, that was another awkward call.
Chet, my deepest apologies.
That's okay. It better be the last time, Stantavius, or I will fire you.
I'll be sure to skewer the intern that gave me that call on the way out the door.
Good. Another
I will cut them
worthy
off.
death.
Just putting that out there. I will cut them.
Captain Kip, back to what you were saying about the heroes.
Yes. It's good to talk about competent people. They had originally come into town. We did several jobs on our radar, retrieving a few valuable pieces for us. And some information had come to light, and we felt necessary to allow them to investigate.
And these heroes had never had any investigatory experience previously. What made you trust them?
They showed, shall we say, great initiative in recovering important assets for the kingdom.
I see.
Did
And,
you ever hire them for anything else?
No, and in fact, their being outsiders to the kingdom and being able to be unbiased in the investigation that we put in front of them made them a great asset.
Some eyewitnesses have tried to connect them to the death of Morden Craigar. Can you comment?
Unfortunately, I can't. That name doesn't ring a bell.
At any point in time when you were working with the heroes, did you ever feel like they were an evil band of traveling child snatchers?
No, I have absolutely no idea what those bumpkins were going on about. I'm wondering, are they growing mushrooms on that farm?
No, I believe...
Those pumpkins? Why can't I defend myself?
I believe the woman said she was into candles. Whatever that is.
She was really into candles.
Really into candles.
It was
Candles by
weird.
Jan.
Do you want to talk about the Baron?
During their investigation, they uncovered incontrovertible evidence that the Baron of Riverford, in conjunction with the notorious assassin named the Nighthawk, killed the royal family of the Kingdom of Vesh 10 years ago.
Ah, mystery solved then.
Mystery solved, but unfortunately, during the investigation, their position was compromised, and they were forced to kill the Baron instead of bringing him to justice alive.
So he can never tell his side of the story.
Yes, but the hero's exemplary behavior during this campaign makes us want to trust their word on this.
Interesting.
Very. So in this incident is where this band first got the moniker of the Heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh.
It absolutely was. That title was conveyed upon them personally by the Queen.
And there are also rumors that they were somehow connected to a shady character known only as the Nighthawk.
The Nighthawk was connected to the Baron, and that the two of them conspired to kill the royal family 10 years ago. When all of this was uncovered and the now heroes of the kingdom dispatched the perfidious Baron of Riverford, the Nighthawk unfortunately made her escape. She remains at large.
Interesting. These heroes sound like quite a group. Danger and peril abound.
Quite.
Well, thank you for your time, Captain Kip.
Be available to answer any questions you have as always. Until then, thank you.
Now back to the phone lines. Why not?
Another line in?
Yes. Stantavius, do you want to take this one?
Sure. The call screener tells me we have another friend of our heroes. A one Stanky von Rattlenbeef the third?
Oh, darn it. First is Captain Stanky von Rattlenbeef the second. Thank you very much.
Call screener, idiot.
Throw your call screener under the bus.
Apologies,
That's what a good
sir.
captain would do. Sure.
Now, Captain,
Whatever you say.
how do you know the heroes?
Well, it's good for you to ask me that there, Chut?
That's right.
Chut. Okay.
Chet Kettle Dragon,
Chut.
bringing you the Telduria Scry. For those just tuning in, we're being visited by guests who are in some way connected to the
The HOKOV.
that
Chat.
are somehow connected to the infamous Heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh.
So, Stanky, you pirated a ship with these lads?
What do you mean, pirated? The captain of the Maiden's bosom.
Oh.
I resent being called a pirate. It's never been proven in a court of law.
Looks like I'm apologizing again, Stanky.
You know, make a habit of it. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Where is it that you met up with the heroes?
Oh, my boy, Quentin, I was Captain Quentin Southwind. He was the boy of the old Captain Southwind. He needed a ride out of town. Happy to help him. Sure, there were a couple of local country bumpkins on his tail, but, what's a couple of blasts from the cannon against that?
So I'm to assume they made new enemies in High Rock?
Maybe. People in High Rock aren't really worth much anyway. Who cares about their opinion?
Oh, what is that? My call screener says we have another caller on the line with pertinent information to our heroes. A Shelley, just outside of High Rock.
Blasphemers!
Oh, cut the line. Someone cut the line. Who let her through again? Someone cut the line.
Jimbo, how did you let her through again?
I'm sorry, sir. Sorry, sir.
You better be.
So, Stanky, you picked our friends up in High Rock?
Yeah. Now that that other caller mentioned it, the crowd sounded just like that. We picked them up when we were headed out of town. We'd be in this bumpkin port here. Traveled across the ocean. Maybe we picked a fight on the water. Can't prove that. No one's ever convicted me of that in court of law. No, sir. We may or may not have encountered a ship along the way, and then we dropped the... It's so funny to say this, the heroes of the Kingdom of Fish. My God, what has that boy Quinn gotten himself into now? We dropped them off at the Grey Citadel, and we hucked it on out of town before, I don't know, or Angus Core tried to get us or something. Stay around that town. That's bad luck.
And where are they now?
Good question. Not like they're sending me postcards. I'm out on the water. How would I know?
The $1 million question, indeed.
Well, thank you for joining us, Captain Stanky von Rattlenbeef II.
Did you say $1
second.
million?
Well, that concludes our segment on the heroes of the Kingdom of Vesh. Last we heard, they are still in the Grey Citadel. They've most likely taken a more dangerous contract than they ever have before, and I'm sure this isn't the last we've heard of them.
Keep your children safe out there.
And now headlines.
Word just in that Frankie Wild and the Wild Bunch have broken up after 5 years of touring on the road. The fabulous Frankie, with his fantastic facial follicle features, will be going on a brief sabbatical to the countryside.
The Tarantus police are now reporting that the body count is now in the thousands for the crimes in connection with the cartel in Tarantus South.
We're also receiving early reports from the Tarantus police of a jewel thievery downtown in the city. There's possible brigandry as well. Reports from eyewitnesses at the scene, from a Mrs. Piazza who lives next door. The group arrived in an extermination van, charged the person who lived there, and just left. More details to follow.
Also from the Crime Wire, a group of gnomes were captured before executing a plot to steal the city's supply of road salt. No further details are available at this time.
A citizen who wishes to remain anonymous from Shittytown claims a narwhal monster mauled 12 of her finest llamas. Farmers are in high alert.
And that concludes our broadcast of the Telduria Scry.
Let's not forget to mention our sponsor this week, Chet.
Of course, Dantavius.
Jan's Candles. They'll put you in such a serene place. It's like Serenity by Jan.
We do always like to thank our sponsors. And for our listeners, thank you for your kind patronage. I'm Chet Kettledragon.
And I'm Stantavius Jones.
And
we're straight up killing it with the news.
Thank you guys so much for listening to this special little recap. It was probably either the greatest thing or the worst thing that you've ever listened to, and I think either way you should appreciate something about that.
As Jim Rome says, give me an A or give me an F.
Our lightly scripted...
We'd like to think we just delivered.
Our lightly scripted recap.
Yeah. If you like what you heard, guys, you can find us on Twitter. We're at Hapless Heroes. We'd love to hear from you. You can also find us on Facebook. We have a subreddit, just /r/Hapless Heroes Podcast. You can drop us a line at our email. It's haplessheroes@gmail.com. We also, I guess, apparently, I forgot I made an Instagram page that I'm going to probably put some stuff on. My wife will be helping me manage that.
We do bad at the social medias.
Yeah, but I will promise I will do good for you because I love all of you.
Much love.
And
maybe we'll even take a picture tonight.
Yeah,
the first time we ever had a girl here. There's a girl here. There's a girl.
I've been here before, asshole. Actually, I've been here the whole time.
But like here.
What a twist.
Been lurking here the whole time.
I was the queen. Did you not forget me, like,
oh, I
really
do.
demasculating your character?
I tended to black that out.
I remembered it.
Repressed memory.
So,
Oh, yeah.
if you really
emasculating.
appreciate
Thank
the
you.
incredible content that we just decide to bring you every single week, you know, our boy is straight up killing it with the news tonight. You can donate to our Patreon page. We have some fun rewards for you people. It's just patreon.com/haplessheroes. And also, we'd appreciate it if you left us a 5-star review on the podcast service of your choice. Each review like that kind of helps us get some more visibility and, you know, climb in the ranks and just, you know, get more people to listen to our awesome show.
And if you really, really like us, just pick a random neighbor and tap out the name of our show in Morse code on their door late at night.
And then tell us you did it.
Okay, maybe don't do that.
Well, that's probably the
Yeah.
best way to communicate.
I'm not sure that's how guerrilla marketing works.
Sure it is.
If you want to
No,
get arrested.
That's
It'll
not
be
how
fine.
any of
It'll be
this
fine.
works.
So without further ado, thank you again for listening. So one more time going around the table, we have James,
Good evening.
Katie,
I'm Katie, Candles by Jan.
Dave,
Blasphemers!
and Zach.
I'm gonna straight up murder this call screener now.
And I'm Francesco. I've been, well, not really your host very much tonight. And we will see you next week where we have another little special ditty planned. So, bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye now.
Goodbye.
Do-do-do-do.